This hotel is my favorite.
My wife, the Peeping Tom, the Dolomite Cliffs.
In our last video, we hiked the Overlook Trail at Fayette Historic State Park in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Saw some amazing views, acted a little goofy, and did some night photography in the ghost town. Today, we're taking you through the historic village during the day. We are still at Fayette Historic State Park, and this is the old historic Townsite. This is the place where we visited last night and we were taking star pictures.
Yes.
But now we're here in the light of the day and it's a Monday, so it's not very busy, and we're gonna explore.
Yeah, it's a fun little place. We'll see what we can see if we find some ghosts.
We didn't find any last night, so I'm thinking that we're gonna be okay today.
Yeah, well, we'll look a little harder tonight.
Fayette Brown purchased this land 6 years after the Civil War for the Jackson Iron Company. Their goal was to harvest limestone from the Dolomite Cliffs, timber from the forested land which they would burn to make charcoal, and iron ore was shipped from mines near Marquette and arrived in Snail Shell Harbor. Limestone and charcoal and iron were melted together to make pig iron, which was used to make steel, railways, and ship plating during the Industrial Revolution. This meant that the blast furnace was the heart of the town while it was inhabited. This hotel is my favorite. Looks fancy. Oh, I want to go down that hallway so bad.
I know, I wish it was open.
They just have a map of the UP up there.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Those old maps are cool.
Yeah. Look at the stairs.
Newspaper on that.
Oh, if it's in that good of shape, why can't we go in? What's upstairs? Single laborers paid 15 cents per night for a single bed, or 10 cents per night double occupancy.
About 10% of their daily wages.
Wow. Hotel guests used a two-story outhouse accessed from the second floor by a wooden walkway. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Fayette has been painstakingly preserved by the park rangers who wear many hats such as roofer, plasterer, carpenter, and tour guide. They also run the campground, so they're extremely busy. That doesn't stop the park rangers from learning the skills needed to carefully preserve the town buildings using period techniques. Barber Shop.
Yeah. I need my haircut. The big old fish on the wall. I wonder if that's original.
Oh boy, that's gross.
That's why they keep it closed, because it probably stinks like fish.
The Iron Age.
That's the name of the paper. Nice. It's like they got a game of checkers over there.
Yeah.
Well, people waited to get their hair cut.
Looks like it's on a couple of covers of books.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty luxurious barber chair.
It's nicer than the one I sit in.
Yeah.
Ah.
Barber shop, butcher shop. This is the alphabetical city.
Well, maybe. Hope you don't have a bunch of hair in your meat.
It's glassed off. We're fine.
Oh, okay. Right. I think where all those old posts are over there in the water.
Yeah.
I think this is that shoreline.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it's part of the I guess the pier or the docks that were there.
Right. Yeah, and the buildings that are there were kind of part of that.
Yeah.
If you find something, an artifact, leave it there. Don't try to move it even to give it to a ranger, because it kind of wrecks some of the information that they would have learned. Fayette is a picturesque town now, in sharp contrast with what the Garden Peninsula looked like from 1867 to 1891 when its industry was in full swing. Fayette was a company town, and the majority of the men's wages went toward room and board and other expenses to sustain themselves and their families. All the men lined up once a month in the payroll office to collect their wages, or what was left of them after the company exacted its fees. Yes, life was hard and dangerous at Fayette, and there wasn't much money left to show for their work. But times were very different after the Civil War, and the families in Fayette lived better than some of the laboring class who lived in big cities during this time period. Instead of living in dark, cramped city slums, Fayette's residents were at least surrounded by forests for hunting, the lake for swimming, and space in which to grow vegetables. This is one of the middle class homes, and I really love it because it has the wallpaper you can see, and it talks about how a lot of the residents of these homes would get their furniture from Escanaba, which is about an hour away, we think. But this part was really cool. It says that you can actually go to PM Peterson's and they do upholstering and undertaking. Supply or repair all kinds of furniture, furnish and attend funerals, or have them build your house. It's just fun to see the way businesses were combined, because they know that the barbers and the doctors often were the same person or in the same shop. And you know, to see upholstery and undertaking in the same shop is just kind of interesting.
It is an interesting combination.
Yeah.
It's not something you would put together.
Unless the coffins have upholstery inside of them, so they're like, well, except I don't know if they did back then. I think they were pine boxes, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, if you know, leave a comment below and let us know, because it's just fascinating. Wow. This was a boarding house.
And apparently they lived in the windows.
Yeah. This is all that's left.
Trying to see the picture in the foundation here.
I mean, this must be the main house.
So this would be the main house here. And the two sides, there's one side there, but there's nothing over on this side. It seems to be gone. So I'm thinking this was one of the original tree houses around here. That's a joke. It's my jokes are lame because I got to explain them today. Another old house right on the beach, kind of. I don't think we can go in this one, but this is, oh yeah, you can see the water down there. Want to have a beach house right here?
That'd be pretty.
That would be cool.
In the windows.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's glass, so be careful.
Artifacts.
Oh, you can't see in.
No? Yes, they tell us not to pick up any artifacts or anything, but I guess that's probably old window panes.
Probably is.
That were fixed at some point. We saw a guy who was metal detecting at the beach yesterday.
Yes.
And he was finding like square nail heads or square nails and stuff like from ships that they used to put them in.
Well, but we saw square nails used in the porch of the hotel.
Yeah, right.
So it might have just been just nails from who knows what. It could have been a wharf there.
Right, but he was saying some were super long, like they use on ships.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool place.
Yeah.
This area of the UP is really cool. You can see all these cliffs, and rocky outcroppings, and all the cedar trees that are like just growing out of the rocks, and then roots are all gnarled. Cool stuff.
They're gonna do something in here. You can see there's wallpaper that used to be, but then there's like new shakes. Yeah. That might be a roof. It might be gonna do the roof.
Yeah. I'll step back and see if we can see shakes on the roof. Let's see, that's one of the original DeWalt tools from the early 1900s. Are there?
Yeah, look at it.
Oh yeah. I bet they're storing them in here until they can like
Put
catalog
them in
them.
the right place. Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a steering wheel.
So they got tags on them and everything.
Oh, okay.
So they're cataloging and recording history and whatnot. Hey, go peek in those windows and see if you find a ghost. My wife, the peeping Tom.
Hey! So, please explain to me why we put on our Fitbits at the exact same second this morning, but Dennis's Fitbit is showing 200 to 300 steps more than mine, even though I'm sure I went to the bathroom more times than he did. So, and this is not an isolated occurrence. Every single day, his shows up with way more steps than mine. So, please explain that to me. And they both look accurate. I mean, when I walk, it looks like it's reporting my steps properly, and when he does, it looks the same for his. So, I don't understand.
The Dolomite Cliffs, which we hiked along the top of yesterday, if you remember. Some of those openings back there are where we would stop and look out.
And see the town. And
yeah, pretty cool stuff.
It is so beautiful. This is errors to be avoided. This is the etiquette of the table. Never introduce disgusting or unpleasant topics for conversation. Never soil the tablecloth if it is possible to avoid it.
Never pick your teeth or put your hand in your mouth while eating.
Yeah. Never speak disrespectfully to the waiters, nor apologize to them for making them trouble. It is their business to bring forward the food called for.
Never hesitate to take the last piece of bread or the last cake. There are probably more.
Never wipe your fingers on the tablecloth, nor clean them in your mouth. Use the napkin. That's, yeah.
Looks like kind of a rough walk to the outhouse. So I'm not sure what these posts here are really called. If they're pylons or just support posts for old docks, I'm not really sure. If you know, leave a message in the comments.
Also, these boats it's part of the state park, so you can just pull in here and register your boat and pay the slip fee for the day, and
Yeah.
it looks like self-registration right up here by the docks. I don't think we've ever been in here.
Not me. Wait till I tell you to come around.
Okay.
Alright. Come one, come all, to the greatest show on earth.
Wow. You found a dream location for you, because I know you've always wanted to act on stage.
Act silly on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do. The Fayette Historic Townsite does a great job of displaying what life was like back when the town was at its peak. I imagine that life was quite difficult compared to today's standards. However, to the people of the time, it was simply life. They dealt with their problems one day at a time, which is all we can do as well. I wonder, what will our lives today look like to people 130 years from now? In our next video, we're going to head outside the park and explore a couple of natural wonders of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, Pictured Rock's National Lakeshore and Kitchitty Kippy. So hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when it comes out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go out and live your best life, one adventure at a time.